We have a new phenomenon going on right here in real estate, and that is that our listings may be sitting. If you have a listing that's sitting, we may need to pull back the curtain, consider a couple options. And I have done this recently and absolutely seen results start to pick up. So stay tuned. What's up, guys? Jeremy Kane, the Real Estate Agent Playbook and eXp Realty. Excited to dive into this one because I think it's worth talking about. Looking back at the market, I'm very dialed into my hyper-local market and understanding what we can do to get creative to help maybe, right now it's free up some of the sitting inventory. And I got to thinking, a lot of the buyers for my listings are actually selling a smaller house in the same area. So I kind of dove deep, but if you like information like this, you like strategies, I also talk a ton about sphere of influence and growing your business. I've helped over 150 agents in my organization grow their real estate businesses. If you are interested in anything like that, or you need my help, please do not hesitate to reach out. You can find all my contact information in the comments below. So let's talk about this. Contingent offers may bring serious buyers. There is and was a time where we weren't really considering contingent offers because we didn't need to. But there was also a time before that where a lot of the sales would have a contingency and even sometimes 2 or 3 lined up, right? It's not comfortable. It's not amazing because you're relying on 3 different people to get the financing together to, make all of these dominoes fall. And so that's part of why it's kind of like, oh, nope, we're not going to take a contingent offer. Also, I want to say that hyper-locally, there are a lot of different rules based on, okay, yes, we can take this contingent offer, we can't, how can we market the property moving forward? And so in our market, if we take a contract, we have to note that we have a contract and that it's pending accepting backups. At that point, it kind of falls off of our search radar, it falls off of that. And typically we don't show those under contracts in a market like this where there is enough inventory to go around. Each market is different, each MLS rules are different. So if anything I say here doesn't kind of line up with that, I'm in Denver. I'll talk about it from a Denver perspective, but we're not going to go too far into that. I just wanted to make that note. So let's talk about this, right? We have a bunch of different buyers that are, trying to sell their home. In my instance, I have a large listing in Castle Rock. It actually hasn't had any showings. The one showing got canceled because those buyers went under contract in 3 or 4 weeks, right? It's the largest home in the area by a significant amount. It has an in-law apartment in the basement. It's a walkout basement. So there's a lot of good things here. The price per square foot, we are very competitively priced. However, the price of the home is higher because the rest of the homes around it are smaller. And so I got to think, I was like, there's a lot of, people, there's a lot of inventory stacking up. And I think that's where our buyers are, right? So we went in, I said, let's go look at a few houses. You may fall in love, but I'm going to try and get someone to take our contingency. So therefore we know what we need to get out of the home so we can slash the price pretty aggressively and get it more into, the ballpark of where the homes need to be in order to, get it sold. So we did that. We actually had, a conversation with the listing agent on another home. She didn't end up taking our offer. Her clients didn't end up taking our offer, but it did spur my clients to, aggressively lower the price because they felt like it was an opportunity, right? We went out to one day, they found a house they liked, so they feel like they're pretty comfortable where they're at. So we're not just going to sit around and wait for the market is the whole point, right? If we wait until, buyers pick up and showings pick up and so on, and we just kind of lower the price a little bit and whatever, right, kind of chase the market to the bottom, well, then these people will be buying in that same more competitive style market. Whereas if we can push the envelope, we may have to sell our house at a discount, but we're also going to get the replacement at a discount because we're buying in that same market and we're not waiting for the market to change. And so that's kind of where this all came from. But then it got me thinking, why are people so adverse to contingent offers? And it's because of where it's been, right? So inventory is growing, buyer urgency is down. There's a lot of uncertainty in the economy. The interest rates haven't, behaved as we wish they would. But contingent buyers might be really serious. And if they purchase your home and they know exactly what their monthly payment is, what their down payment's required, and so on, then they have a baseline for what they can lower their home to and maybe get it sold. And at the end of the day, if it's, moving into this house that better suits their lifestyle or better suits their financial situation or whatever it is, if they have all those numbers and it's laid out and that property's identified, then they can get more aggressive on selling theirs and go from there. And I get it, like taking a home off the market doesn't seem like a great idea, but when you're getting 1 or 2 showings a week anyways, right, or less, I don't see a major problem in trying to work something out. Now, how do we vet those contingent offers is something that's extremely important since we haven't really done it. We want to make sure the home is currently listed, make sure it's presented okay, make sure, I as the buyers or as the listing agent on the contingent, they're now contingent property, I make sure that the comps make sense. I make sure that everything's positioned really well and that, I know kind of their game plan. What are they going to do, right? What's the market like in that neighborhood? What have they done for marketing? Who are they working with and all of those things. So we're going to look at the whole ball of wax and talk about the history of, how many showings they've had and those kind of things. And then we're going to make an educated decision based on what that looks like. Well, we're going to present the options to our sellers and they're going to make the decision. But there's a lot more you can gain by just looking at it, simply maybe going to check it out, do a preview or whatever you can do in your market, and just make sure you're making a solid, suggestion to your client. But ultimately, those people will be like, okay, well, yeah, we'll pay this for that house and we're good to go. And then we can adjust accordingly. But that could be the domino that breaks loose, right? If we start to understand contingency offers and how we can use them, certainly we can do it. And there's ways to leverage it, right? Use contract timelines to your advantage right now, right? Contingent offers don't mean that, loose contingencies don't mean that they have to have loose terms, right? You could say, here's the deal. Your house has to be under contract by 10, within 10 days or the seller can terminate, so on. So you can put those things in there and make sure you're talking to your managing brokers and, when you're adding language to contracts and things like that, if you can, where you're at. And so there's ways to go about this and tighten some of the terms down so that the market will act accordingly. But this may be the best chance for your client to get a full price offer is to consider these contingencies. And don't sign a blank check. Don't sign a 6-week contract where you can't market the property because, you're under contract with someone else. Just make sure you're protecting your client's best interest. Imagine that. But as this starts to happen, you never know how this goes, right? So you have somebody who's willing to pay full price. They're, going to lower their price to this. You've determined it's going to work. And, then you kind of see, right? Then you continue to be in communication, continue to, follow that and track that. And you never know. It could be a perfect solution to get their home sold and into this new home that you are trying to sell much quicker than sitting on the market and just waiting for that perfect non-contingent buyer to come through. So don't write off the contingent offers. It's a way to, maybe expedite the process, even though for some it seems like it might slow it down. So just wanted to say, stop the contingent offer hate. And if you're out there and you're, trying to get creative, certainly the idea I referenced earlier is in motion, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. So I hope you have a good one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Again, I help agents grow their business, get creative with things just like this. So if you need any of that help, please contact me below, book a realtor game plan call, or give me a call directly. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.